Hello, it's PeeMonster. I'm at my house. My ex-husband actually brought me a box of some of my old art that was still over there. And I decided since I haven't done a video in a while, that I should go through this box. Yeah, we'll go through all of this and look at art from over a decade ago. Some of these are even older than that. But yeah, I remember putting this calendar together because I made each page manually. Like, all of it was made. It wasn't like fed into a program to create a calendar for that year. I actually went through the whole calendar year and made sure everything was on the right day and holidays, and typed in the holidays and everything. So it took a lot of work, but I remember having to reorder it because one day was off and I forget what month that was. That's one of these. Anyway, should we go through this first or save it for last? Let's save it for last. This is a print, semi-glossy print of Iris, which was named after a Goo Goo Dolls song. The original was pretty big, and I gave it away to a friend because she really liked it. Oh yeah, and about this piece, there's actually a lot of things hidden in the clouds. Like there's a dragonfly, there's a rabbit chasing a cat, there's a heart, of course. My old logo, which was the heart song logo. And I say old because it's in the process of being changed. Yeah, there's a, down here there's a monster that I used to call the PeeMonster that I had used before on a really old website. There's eyes, nose, eye, mouth, and he had a horn, and his little hand is waving. I think there's a hammerhead shark somewhere. Oh, maybe over here. There's a shark. Yeah. Iris. All these little baggies. I vaguely recall creating this piece, and there was a reason why, and I just cannot remember. I think somebody liked guinea pigs. I think. But I don't think it ever was finished. No, she was never finished. This was back when I used to work on illustration board. Now I work on Bristol, just because the texture is better. And also it's thinner and it fits in frames better than the illustration board does sometimes. Yeah, she's not finished, sadly. And my buddy says, oops. My buddy says I should finish these, but I'm really not leaning in that direction just because, I don't know. To me, my style has changed quite a bit, and I don't want to destroy what I was putting into these pieces before that I maybe am not doing now. I guess whether it's good or bad, it's not something I want to contaminate, cross-contaminate. And this, I remember doing this one. There was a similar one that I gave to a neighbor. We traded art because he was also an artist. Yeah. I vaguely remember working on this one. I remember him, and I'm surprised that I didn't finish him because I remember him in his entirety, but it never actually got there, I guess. Interesting. And there are these little ones. These ones I don't remember working on. I don't, well, Lollipop I vaguely remember, but I don't quite remember. Yeah, she didn't make it to completion. This guy, I vaguely remember the peeking in thing. I don't quite remember where it was going, but yeah, he'd never made it wherever he was supposed to. This one, oh, there's more in here. This one, I never finished this one. I see there's a lot of things going on that was supposed to happen, like in the background. Like I see a rooster, I see a dog man, I guess. Something in the trees. I just don't remember this. But I remember... I recognize the style of her clothes. That's something I would have drawn, but I guess my tastes in fashion have changed since then. But yeah, I like this one a lot. She kind of reminds me of that Final Fantasy character, Rinoa, I think. I don't know. Yeah. No. Is that a fire down there? On Earth. This one looks cool. This is... wow. This is different. I don't remember making this at all. But looking at it, I feel like I would have felt really good about it back then. Not really something I would draw right now. It looks like her second hands are snakes. Oh dear. And all sorts of strange tales. No, I wouldn't do this now. One thing I noticed about my previous art is that sometimes I would do things without thinking. I probably wouldn't do this now. But it looks interesting. Interesting on her hair. Kind of wonder what was going on right there. I don't know. The potty piece. I keep telling myself I would like to do a potty themed piece right now, and then I completely forgot that I started one. Potty piece. I like this guy a lot, but yeah, I forgot I had even started one. It's an idea I've had for a while and just never got into, or never got a chance to like sit down and do for whatever reason. But we have a potty piece, also on hot press illustration board, which is pretty thick. Yeah. I like that one. That's good. I like this one a lot. That's something I would do. Ah. That's boy. That's boy with arrows in the tree and a flower and a burning building in the background in the street. Oh, the sidewalk. There's a sidewalk there. This is cute, but yeah, it's a very, very different from my current state as far as my style goes. I remember this one. I remember really trying to focus on the shading and like the shading on the arrows to make it look 3D. And I guess he never quite made it to completion. Because I know because it's not signed. Yeah. This looks like when I used to buy postcards from World War II. Yeah, it says old postcards. Ha! It's kids smoking. I had a collection of postcards of kids smoking. I think this is why I bought this set, probably because it had a kid smoking. His first cigarette in uniform. Adults are weird. More strange adult jokes. Number 6. So I guess this is like a 6-page letter here. A chip off the old block. Yeah, that's another smoking one. I'll pack this away later. Yeah, these are not mine. Not mine. Ancient artifacts. What band is that? Dropkick Murphys. Yes, I'll have to give these back. And this one, I remember this one. I was sad I didn't ever finish it. It's not really something that I would, well, I wouldn't say I wouldn't draw. The whole concept was like messy twin, neat twin, messy twin. That's something I think I can do again. This one is from when I started making an alphabet book. I think all of these probably. This was C. C is for curtain. And it was the kid in the curtains. Yep, feet. Yeah, I had to cut his feet off because I have it a certain size to be able to print it with the company I was going to use. So he was footless. This one is D. D is for dirty. I remember this one. He's done, it looks like. I didn't get very far in this alphabet book. One of my flaws back then was starting projects and just starting other projects and other projects and not completing. And B is for box. Yeah, this one was done too. The style is very different from what I draw nowadays. The ABC book is something that I'm pretty sure I'm gonna do now. That's an idea that I don't want to not do, and it's fun and it's safe for kids, probably more so that I'm doing it with a conscious mind now. So yeah, back before, I think my work was a bit more unpredictable, which is a result of not really having control, or maybe control is not the word, maybe just not really being conscious of the fact that I have control over what I create, and it's my job to make sure that I put good things. Now that's something I understand, so I try to pay close attention to what I'm putting in the world. Yeah, 2 clowns. B is for box. And B is for box in real life as well, because this box is empty. Yep, and that's all. Oh yes, the book. We were gonna go through the book. The calendar. The Monster Theater official 2005-2006 calendar. November, Sister Swallow. I think the original was like a 12 by 16. There's his little sister. And there's him. And there's church, I suppose. I guess they're playing out in the woods. And she's following him. This one was another one of my more larger pieces. I think it was like 22 by 28 inches. I remember it took a whole lot of time, but there's boys and a tombstone. It was called Primus Mortem. In the little hand coming up. I think they're resurrecting someone they cared about. And these guys don't seem too happy. Yeah, they fainted. Trying to see if I hit anything in the clouds, but I don't think I did. No, I didn't. This one was called Lucifer, about Lucifer losing his wings, which is a Bible story, or I guess a concept. Nowadays, if you ask me, no, I wouldn't draw anything like this. This was the very, very early stages of exploration. And I think that this is probably a road I would not go down. And this one is actually super old, but it's still one of my, I think this is a piece that still people like, just because it has a powerful message of love he spoke. I remember the original, it was I think around 8 by 10. I sold for about $100. Yeah, this one, I remember just drawing and everything coming out exactly how I wanted it to. That was nice. And I think that this girl showed up in another piece many years later that I didn't realize it was her until I realized, oh, I've seen this face before, and then there she was right there. This one, Rhapsody of Love Unconditionally. This was back when my bears, when they had the claws, usually there would be an injury. And I decided nowadays that they aren't for hurting. I guess I kind of decided, becoming more conscious of my own ideas and what I want to put in my art, that I'd rather they had these friends help them, fight for them, rather than hurt them. And yeah, I wouldn't draw this today. Yeah, the ones with the teddy bears, I call them mediators with the claws, as they protect the kids from bad things, and that's what I would prefer. Vulgar friends indeed. Well, it's funny because I don't smoke weed, and I don't typically use my middle finger, but this piece, I guess I was just exploring things back in 2005 or 2006. I was, however, into industrial clothing, which I couldn't wear myself, but it was fun to draw it on someone else. I don't condone drug use. I'm sure people would have a lot to say about that, but I have my reasons for not wanting to indulge in altered states. Puja. I don't really have anything to say about this one. Hello, friends. This one actually recently, well, not recently, I mean in the past couple years, found a home. I remember that it was one of my first pieces, and I remember right here I accidentally smudged his hair charcoal. I was working with charcoal and I was not experienced. His hair is all charcoal and it was a bad combination in my opinion. But yeah, I remember I smudged the charcoal on his head and I couldn't get it off, so I said, oh, I guess I'll have to make blood on his head or like a gash, I don't know. I guess it worked out in the end, but yeah. Again, not really something I would draw today, but back in the day I was more a feather blowing in the wind as far as ideas and symbolisms and stuff. Stifle. Again, not a piece I would do. I was just trying to draw a feeling that I was having, but I don't think that people would understand that immediately upon seeing this bloody kid in a bathtub. But yeah, there's a heart locket. Yeah, definitely not something I would draw now, but I appreciate having the opportunity to see what I used to draw. This one was called Cherry Red. It was from a series, Lewis Camp series, where it was about this gentleman that kidnapped children. Yeah, I never added to the story after a certain point, and I probably wouldn't, but they would come with like words and like writings and poems. I think it was a decent collection, but not really a story that I'd care to continue just because the subject matter is not one that I connect with. At the very most, for me, it was a good writing challenge, which is what I wanted at the time. Guns. I don't think, yeah, there was not really much thought behind this piece. Dante. He's cute, but there wasn't much thought behind this piece either. I think it was just going with the wind. He had a turtle in his hand because the turtle fit perfectly. Maybe it's his loved one. This one, of Velvet Meadows, I remember this one. That's one of the first times you will see these little things. My daughter called them bats one day, so we just call them bats, but they kind of look like crow birds. I didn't even realize they used to have 3 tails, because now they only have 2. Yeah, that's one of the earliest depictions of whatever it is I was trying to do with those birds, bats. I get asked a lot what it means, and to me it's like, I guess it's pretty vague to say an emotion, or when I thought about it more, I guess more of an energy, like an energy leaving, or an energy that lurks around certain people, or energy that the person is combating internally. Maybe. Some people call them demons, and I don't correct them, but I like for people to interpret however they want to, but they're not demons. This one, Pristine et Porcelain, twins again. The whole dark light concept. Yeah. They were chubby. And that's it. Oh, there's another Lewis Camp one, which was the same story as Cherry Red with the guy who kidnapped. There was a poem that went with this one. I was proud with how it turned out, but not something I would do today. And that's it. That's all the old art. I actually have lots more old art I have been wanting to share, but haven't quite got around to it, so I think that there will probably be a part 2 to this video, maybe even part 3. But yeah, there's definitely gonna be more. But for now, just pack these ones away. And that's all. Have a good day.